Do not harass anyone mentioned in this video. Just don't do it. Hello, I'm Joe. I've been gone for a little bit, and honestly, this is not the video I planned on returning with, but I recently watched OwONekko's video on her stance about generative AI, and whoo boy. As a certified AI hater, I had some thoughts. I don't consider myself an art drama YouTuber, nor do I ever even watch drama content, but I feel so passionately about AI that I don't even care if this video is considered drama or not. Like, I'm willing to dip my toes into this genre of YouTube just to make my point because I had a lot of issues with how she talked about AI on and off of YouTube. I also want to say before I get into everything, I respect OwONekko. I respect some of her opinions about AI, and I honestly loved and still love her artwork and was a fan of her YouTube content before she posted those AI videos. And Nondi, if you are watching this is in no way supposed to be an attack against you, nor do I have any ill will against you or your channel. Consider this video more of a critique and disagreement of the way you think about AI, and a complete disagreement with how you conduct yourself in conversations about AI. One last note, the only person I'll be referencing in this video is Nondi, who runs the channel OwONekko. Throughout the video, I'll be using the names OwONekko, Nekko, and Nondi pretty interchangeably, so just know when I do, I'm referring to the same person. So, without further ado, let's get into it. If you aren't familiar with OwONekko, it's a channel with 350,000 subscribers ran by someone named Nondi that focuses on art-related content, mainly redesign content that's kind of similar to the videos I usually make. Her channel has been around for a long time, with her oldest video being 15 years old, and throughout her duration on YouTube, she's continued to post her art and occasional animations. Even though she claims in a later video to not be a part of the art community, it's safe to say that most people who watch her content are fellow artists at the very least. And I am, or used to be, one of those people. The reason this AI debate even started in the first place is because of a video Nondi posted called Nekko's AI Playlist for Enlightened Artists, which is just a silly project her and her partner created for fun. It's a satirical playlist of a few songs they generated using an AI music software called Suno, which is a free-to-use AI generator where you type in lyrics, select a genre, and it generates a song for you. As you may have expected though, since Nekko is an art channel, quite a few people took issue with the fact that she used generative AI to create these songs. And I was one of those people. I didn't ever comment anything, nor did I even click on the video at first, but I remember seeing the video on my subscription feed and thinking, that's a little strange. There were a lot of people in the comments expressing their discomfort, but the main comment under that video that got under Nondi's skin was from a pretty popular creator, and it read, "With peace and love, using generative AI to create music is just as harmful to artists as using it to create illustrations." Put a pin in this comment. Keep it in your mind because this will be the reason she created the next video we'll be talking about. In fact, it's the only specific piece of criticism that Nondi will bring up. I'll also note that Nondi made the decision to censor who the creator was, and I'm gonna respect that decision as well. If I ever refer to the comment's creator, I'll just use they/them pronouns to keep it simple. With all that out of the way, let me get into her response. She's changed the title of this response video a few times. Here are some alternate titles on screen, but as I'm writing the script, it's called "Don't Let Anyone Punk You Out of Being Yourself, the Real AI Issue." And if it's still up, it'll be linked in the description for you to go watch yourself. The comments are off on it, so also keep that in mind. I'm gonna try to be as respectful as I can throughout this section, but I also want to note, despite her video being about 30 minutes long, she repeats a lot of her arguments over and over again, and at some points she goes on slightly personal tangents that don't really have anything to do with AI. So I'm gonna be responding to a Cliff Notes version of her argument. As you can see, this section of the video does not take nearly 30 minutes. The first thing she does in her video is read the comment from the larger creator and says that this whole video is a response to that comment. So everything she's gonna say is in reference to what the larger creator said. And knowing what she goes on to say, that's kind of wild to me. Afterward, she introduces her main argument, that being she thinks using AI enables her to have fun, and how she thinks using it for personal use is completely harmless because of its entertainment aspect.
When we made these songs, we were thinking in the moment of fun and memories we could share together. Of course, there's always gonna be people who use it for bad purposes. There's always gonna be someone stealing art, tracing, and making AI art while passing it off as their own. There are gonna be bad people everywhere you go. My stance on AI is that you can use it. You can use it for fun. You can use it for placeholders, references even.
Throughout this video, and off of YouTube, she continues to cite fun and entertainment as reasons for her to use AI, which is very interesting to me because that doesn't matter. That's not what the AI conversation is about. The comment from the larger creator and critical responses from her fans are almost always referring to the ethical aspect of using AI, not the enjoyment of it. And that right there is how Nondi is trying to twist the AI argument and justify her use of it. I also don't understand how she can say people stealing and tracing AI art is bad and you should be allowed to use it for fun in the same breath. Like, saying stealing is wrong and then stating, oh, but you can use AI in the same sentence is contradictory because AI is a form of art theft. For anyone who doesn't know, there have been plenty of cases of artists online discovering that their art is being used for AI algorithm training without their explicit consent. One example being with Loish and Adobe. Loish, who is a large artist on both Instagram and Twitter, discovered that her username was being used as a keyword for Adobe's AI image generator. Understandably, she was caught off guard by it and tweeted this tweet adding Adobe and asking what exactly was happening. Adobe responded and took down the specific AI image Loish was talking about, but that post made a lot of people realize that Adobe had added a section into their terms and conditions that allowed the company to train their AI models using their customers' work. And though Adobe users can opt out of it, I think the fact that this happened and keeps happening with different companies just shows how predatory some corporations are being towards the artists who are supporting them. Even more recently, Hank Green, which if you don't know who Hank Green is, come on, look him up, made a video about how Google and some other companies are training AI models off of YouTube videos, also without creators' explicit consent. But what they're doing isn't illegal because guess what? Google added something to their terms and conditions saying they're allowed to use YouTube content for AI model training, even though when most of these videos were uploaded, the creators did not even know AI would be a thing. How fun! I'll link the video in the description if you want to watch it. It's a very informative watch. Very much recommend it. And that leads us back to Nondi's playlist. The software she used to create the music was called Suno AI, and as far as I can tell, they are very vague about where they get the music they train off of. In fact, it was suggested from someone who used to work at an AI company for their audio software that Suno is using copyrighted material without any permission. In fact, Suno is in the middle of a lawsuit for that very reason. Though this is all just alleged, it's still strange that Suno is so cryptic about where they get their music, you know? So, by making and then uploading her AI playlist, she was supporting a program which does not clearly state where they get the songs to train their algorithm on, and thus, I believe she was supporting a form of art theft. And the cherry on top is that her AI playlist video was monetized. So even if she originally made these songs with her partner for fun like she claimed she did, she still decided to upload it and make some money off of it. And I think adding money into the mix makes this instance of AI go beyond personal use, like she claims it is. If she hadn't monetized the video, I still wouldn't be happy with it, but I would give her more grace, since the songs she posted on there are just, I mean, come on, they're straight up goofy. If you listen to them, there's no other way to describe them, and there's no way to take them seriously outside of the AI debate. But she chose to turn on that monetization button, and as YouTube partners, we do have the choice to not monetize something, so I don't know, it rubs me in the wrong way. Another strange argument she keeps bringing up in her video is how AI allows herself to be as authentic as she can be.
This is my PSA to not be punked out of your authenticity or to be bullied out of making things that make you happy. This is why I'm here, my own artist revolution.
This argument she brings up a lot, but this will be the only time I bring it up in this section of the video because it doesn't matter in the context of an AI debate. Like I've said, when most people, including me, criticize Nondi for using AI, it is about the ethical dilemma of it. It's about AI generators taking artists' work without their consent and feeding it into a program that learns from said artwork, whether that be music or visual. To respond to the large creator's comment with the statement, "Oh, but it lets me express myself," is just deflecting and ignoring the problem that comment originally brought up. In fact, not once in this video does Nondi fully acknowledge what people on the other side of this are saying. In fact, At some points of the video, she chalks up all negative talk of AI from larger creators to be fear-mongering and prohibiting people from being themselves or thinking for themselves.
Educate yourself on it on your own time. Don't let people tell you how to feel about it. You need to figure that out for yourself. I want to encourage y'all to form your own opinions, find your own morals and preferences. And if you want to use AI, don't let people fearmonger you out of trying it for yourself. Being morally correct all the time is what makes people end up so stiff and lifeless and scared to do or try anything or be anything.
Just gonna say, I think encouraging people to do research and figuring out their own opinions about any given subject matter is awesome. I completely agree with that. 2 thumbs up. But what I am going to disagree with is the idea that the only reason you're getting any backlash is because of these larger creators sharing their opinions. That's not how it works. The art community isn't just some hive mind of smaller artists following whatever the biggest creator said. I'm sure if you asked any artist who's passionately against AI, it's not because they're uneducated, it's because they fully understand the scope of what AI is doing and they disagree with it. You know, that's where I'm at. So to invalidate so many opinions while propping up your own and ignoring every person who disagrees with you just feels hypocritical. The last point she makes that I'm gonna go over is one that I actually understand and respect to a certain extent, which is that she claims she views AI as a tool.
AI is here now. It exists, and it exists as a tool, as a guide, as a placeholder, and yes, people can profit off of it, either in innovative or scummy ways. People are gonna use it for different things, good or bad. You can be wary of it and choose to avoid it, or you can embrace it.
I do want to say, though I still kind of disagree with this take, I absolutely see where it's coming from, and I think it is the best possible way to make use of AI. Kind of like how Ergo Josh, in one of his more recent videos, tried explaining how he incorporates AI into his process, or when people on Pinterest steal character designs from AI-generated character sheets. Personally, I wouldn't do these things, but I can see why people use AI in this way, and since it's helping artists for the most part, I think it would be considered a productive use of AI. In the later stages of writing this video script, I went on Instagram and I asked my followers for their opinions about AI, and a good number of them reflected a similar sentiment to what Nondi said. So it's clear she's not alone in this take. I still think it's better to use human-made artists and images to study from, but if any piece of AI makes you feel inspired in some way, I can't invalidate that. I think that's fine. Bringing this back to the case of her AI playlist though, she did not use AI as a tool, as a placeholder, or as a reference. She used AI as AI, so this argument doesn't even apply to what she was originally being criticized for. It's a fair point, but it doesn't apply to what she did. Those are all the things from her video I'm gonna go over. The video will be linked in the description if you want to go digest her opinions yourself. I also will admit I skipped over a lot of things because some things I either don't have a problem with or just don't have anything to say about them. And I'm also skipping over it because I want to have time to talk about the next thing I'm getting into.
Marceline, that's too distasteful.
Oh, you don't like that? Or do you just not like me?
When I was talking about Nondi's AI stance, I tried being as respectful as I could be. But for this part of the video, I'm gonna let myself get a little heated, okay? In her video, I was able to see it as more of a peaceful discussion. She wasn't necessarily being rude or anything, she was just saying stuff I disagreed with. But in response to the backlash of her AI stance video, she has not handled herself with as much grace as she originally did, and I have a lot more to say about that. So I bring you to Exhibit A, Nondi's AI playlist comments. Since the comments on her AI stance video were turned off, people took to her AI playlist to share their grievances and thoughts. And I'll say, I've deleted my fair share of negative or criticism comments off of my videos simply because it's my channel and I don't always want to see that stuff. And I think if you're a creator and you don't want to see a certain kind of content, that's a valid enough reason to get rid of it as long as it's just someone being stupid. But what I don't think is valid and what I think is a bit weird is opening up a discussion and then trying to silence everyone who even slightly disagrees with you. Especially after saying how annoyed you were that bigger creators are only spewing one opinion. And when I say silencing, I just mean deleting comments. And I know for a fact she's deleting comments because she deleted mine, though she didn't know it was me. So before I even started working on this video, I commented something on a side account because I was not planning on making any content out of this. And I felt like she didn't need to know who it was from because I was scared and I didn't want beef. And at this point, I had only watched Nondi's AI stance video once, so I was still under the impression that she was open for criticism and discussion. So I commented something that I felt was more neutral towards her opinion, but still had something to disagree with. I'm paraphrasing exactly what I said, but I basically told her I respected her opinion on AI. However, I found it weird that she was monetizing the video since it was just showing off the AI music with nothing else added to it. I asked her if someone made a video where they generated 2D visuals with AI and monetized that, would that be okay with you? To my surprise, she kept the comment up and I got a couple replies from others defending Nondi, and I once again defended my stance, and then I got a comment from the OwONekko's herself. I literally was thinking someone was going to say this exact thing, and I still chose to monetize it because I don't see a reason not to. I'm not selling the music that's being played, I'm selling the entertainment of the video you just watched. Just like everything else I post on my channel, I labeled it correctly in the title of the video so that people know what they are watching before they click on it. I stated what I used and how it was made in the description, proper links and everything. I still spent time creating the lyrics, putting this playlist together, cutting down the songs to be presentable, editing it, and throwing it together. I wanted people to see my silly lyrics in these wacky songs, to see my humor if they choose to click and watch. There's nothing for me to be ashamed of when I'm being as honest and authentic and as clear as I can be. Okay, I get what she's saying, but I still think this response is strange, especially the phrase, "I'm not selling the music that's being played, I'm selling the entertainment of the video you just watched." Because isn't the entertainment of the video literally just the music? One thing that I haven't brought up yet is that in the AI stance video, she references OwONekko's Suno AI video as inspiration for uploading the playlist. So I think she's equating this playlist with OwONekko's video. However, with OwONekko's video, you could make the argument that his is transformative. Throughout it, you see the process of writing the lyrics for the songs. Him and his friends sing along to them and commentate on them. So at least there is something else other than the music to gain from the video. It's not just them uploading the music they generated. But with Nondi's video, there is nothing transformative about it, which is why I think this is just her solely profiting off of AI. Unlike OwONekko's, there is no entertainment beyond the music. And that's not to say I endorse Oni's use of AI, his video is just objectively different than hers. Like I mentioned earlier, she also keeps saying stuff about, "I'm being authentic," and like, this is a way for her to express herself. And like, sure, fine, but how does this correlate to what I just asked you? If you think AI is a good way for you to express yourself, you know what? That's your prerogative, I can't stop you. But what I asked about is the ethics of monetizing this content, not if you love it or not. Anyways, after this reply, people kept responding to my comment, adding on to what I was saying or disagreeing with it. And Nondi responded 1 or 2 more times. I'm not gonna go over them specifically because I think they're unimportant, but you can pause them and read them if you want. Eventually, I got fed up and I ended up replying 2 more times, the last one reading, "Lol, I see you deleting replies and comments. If you really think AI is cool, then that's your prerogative." But basically standing up for companies that are willing to steal and replace artists with shitty programs that further harm the environment is wild. And all this for fun entertainment? Do you really want AI to be a part of your authentic self? And I think that reply was the final straw for her. Afterwards, she deleted every reply under my comment with the exception of her original 2 responses. And yet, I still ratioed her. Here's a quick compilation of other comments that have popped up and then were swiftly deleted, just as proof that you can see it's not just happening to me, including a reply that I left to someone else. As you can see, some people are being rude, but most are just expressing their disappointment in her supporting AI. Now, on to Exhibit B, Nondi's Twitter. Yeah, we're going to Twitter. I'm sorry, like, I just can't not talk about this. Keep in mind though, her Twitter only has 880 followers, which is approximately 0.003% of her 350,000 subscriber YouTube following, so not many people know what's been going on here, for better or for worse. In reference to the video she made, Nondi made a tweet saying they mad cause it's blinding. Don't dim your light for anybody. Kind of along the lines of the Germo Sparkle On meme. I don't know, it's kind of funny. She has since deleted it, but a lot of the responses to the tweet are still up in public. People were expressing how disappointed they were in her, how they looked up to her, but they didn't really know how to feel anymore, and others were trying to explain why and how AI is so harmful since she didn't really address it. And she has been responding like this. Like, in actually vile ways. This is what made me realize this conversation to her is not a respectful discussion. It's not something she wants to think critically about, and there's not much we can do about that. I don't have too much else to say about these responses, except that it's just strange. Like, you can't come onto your video, express that you think most creators are showing a one-sided, non-nuanced opinion of AI, and then proceed to delete every comment and childishly deflect every single person who disagrees with you with Wojak images, of all things. All of this foolishness because you wanted to defend an AI playlist you uploaded. Genuinely, I'm not even trying to be rude, I don't get that. And then she kept tweeting. This tweet is after a couple others, but she tweeted this after getting responses from people saying they were fans of hers, but they were disappointed on her stance of AI. From a creator's perspective, I can see how those kinds of comments are upsetting to read, you know? However, I feel like most of them were being respectful, and the most you should do is say, alright, cool, we disagree, and then ignore them and move on. But instead, she says, y'all are not my fans though. My fans would understand me and like me for just being myself and having fun. Y'all are people who just did not listen to a single word I said and start drama for zero purpose. It's just miserable. I feel bad for y'all for not being able to get out of it. Okay, let me put myself in her shoes. Even though, you know, I'm a smaller creator. If I publicly had a weird, uninformed take, I would want my fans to call me out on it and educate me and tell me why they disagreed with what I said. In fact, I would think that makes them more of a fan of my channel, because they care enough to let me know that what I hypothetically did or said hurt them. This mentality of her expressing how she wants to surround herself with yes men was the thing that finally made me realize she's not gonna respect anyone's opinion except her own. She doesn't want to think critically about AI, and if she doesn't want to, that's fine. But publicly responding to criticism in the way that she has, I can't respect that. And this is actually the last thing I'm gonna go over. I'm adding this kind of last minute, but y'all remember the large creator that originally left a comment, right? I still won't reveal who it is, but it's come to my attention that Nondi has been misgendering them and then blocking some people who try to correct her on Twitter. The large creator in question goes by he, they pronouns, and Nondi has exclusively been using she, her to refer to him. People on Twitter tried to correct her multiple times, but instead of at least going back and changing the pronouns in her comments and video, Nondi has instead kept going with it and blocked a few people who corrected her. I'm gonna be real. I could respect her and her opinions about AI, but being transphobic is a whole other thing. Like, this isn't even just childish anymore. I think this is harmful. The most you can do when you disagree with someone is show them respect, and Nondi isn't even doing that at this point. Whether or not she originally meant to misgender the creator is up for debate. Personally, I would think not, but from the way she's been responding to people trying to point it out, I can't give her the benefit of the doubt for that. It just sucks. There's a couple other things on her Twitter that I'm not gonna go over because one, it'd just be me repeating the same arguments over and over again like I have been, and two, she tweeted an image that's just gross and I don't want to post that on my channel, so go look at her Twitter if you want to see it. Overall, I see and respect her opinion on AI. I disagree with it and I explain why, but like, it is what it is. If you think AI is cool, that's cool. But what I don't understand and what makes me so conflicted is why she chose to act so childishly to the people who disagreed with her. And at this point, that's the main problem I have. Anyways, this video ended up being a bit longer than I expected. If y'all have any thoughts, leave them down below. And Nondi, if you're watching this and you still support AI, that's fine. You do you. But personally, I'm not gonna stand for something that is actively harming creators I love and the art world as a whole. The thought of having my silly Equestria Girls art and watercolor pieces and 60 sketchbooks full of art be replaced by a generator and an algorithm makes me sick. Even if AI is just one step of your process, I'm not standing for that, and that's why I made this video. Okay, my next video should be a lot more lighthearted than this one. Talking about AI gets me fired up, but it is also really draining. Hopefully my next video will come out sooner than later, but for now, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye bye!